All right. Here we are once more, ready to take on the galaxy with Penny. Let's find out what Penny has in store for herself today. Couldn't possibly be anything wrong. That said, I've been wrong before. So we'll find out, won't we? Now. You know, I forgot how long it takes for Alderaan to load in. uh... Hmm. Come on, Alderaan. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to be snobby and rude. Oh my god. It's such a huge planet. It takes forever. Come on! We must go! We must! We must. Did the game just did the game just decide to crash? Because I'm kind of worried that it crashed. Nope, nope, it's doing just fine. It's just Alderaan being Alderaan. Okay, bunch of snobby nobles preventing me from getting into the game. Alrighty, that makes sense. Oh, okay. Um, there we go. There we go. Nice. Going in dollar. Hey, the wolves. You missed the part where the game wouldn't load. The radical Roth? What do you mean by radical Roth? Am I actually radical somehow? Is this like a movement that happened while I was asleep or something? Did people just start calling me Radical Roth out of nowhere? Or is it just you? I don't know. I mean, I suppose I have an energy about me that I suppose you don't see too many people have. Come on, Alderaan, load. Thank you. Piggy Penny was getting very restless. She was starting to do what is that term where she digs her paws into my back like a kitten? Okay. Now, Fluffs has said he's going to be here. But I don't see a Fluffs. So, until such a time that Fluffs arrives, I am going to go back to the castle and do the main story quest. I believe I need to go to Castle. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's go meet some snobby nobles. I gotta go down. Well, that's an easy fix for that. I'm not dead. Alright, let's go talk to these snobby nobles. Wait a minute. Did I? Oh my god. Okay. I didn't have to jump down at all. I did that just for shits and giggles, apparently. Apparently. Oh well. Come, droid! That looks like an alpaca. Must go into the green glowy room. Just right over here. There we go. Hey, Bluffs! Ah! I'm being pet!
Deal with a woman named Risha for this droid? I'm here to collect.
Welcome home, you ugly little thing. I mean the droid, of course.
This is no time for your juvenile jokes. We should properly introduce ourselves. I am Lady Sidonia Terran, Herald of the Gold Aurora.
And I'm her brother, Lord Len Terran, Warden of the Eternal Flame. Please call me Len.
What do you mean it's time to feel your wrath? What are you talking about, Leto? If you're talking about that... No! No, no boops! Stop it! No boop. Oh, it gets worse to wolves. I can choose what a bunch of hot air, or color me impressed, or I can have Penny flirt with this douche, but I don't plan on it. Oh god. What do you mean murder? There's no murder option here. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Clearly there is no murder here. You know, I'm actually not sure what Penny's, take on nobility is. Strict orders from who? Who was strict orders. No! No boop! Stop booping me. Why am I being booped? Why are you doing this? No! Stop it! No boop! No boop! No boop! Are you guys gonna keep booping me, or are you gonna help me figure this out? Because I am actually not sure. I'm not sure what Penny's response would be here. I don't know if she would be impressed by nobility, or if she would just be disgusted by nobility. Hot air? Alright.
If I didn't know any better, I might be impressed by your chatter.
We may have overdone it with the formalities, dear sister.
My brother and I are all that remains of House Tehran's noble bloodline.
One of Alderán's more reprehensible pedigrees, House Bayless, slaughtered our family and seized all our holdings.
Alright, so they've stopped being formal with us now. That's good. Let's see. Our ability to respond is not all of them. You should fight back, or I don't care. Oh boy. Okay, so we're in a negotiating capacity here, so I'm not even sure who that is, Leto. But
Pretty
stop!
sure you know who I am.
No, not you. Who Leto's talking about?
Oh, Leto.
No, Marnet is not tiny and blue. He is tiny and gray, or he is tall and gray, depending on what skin suit he's planning on using that day. No, he is gray, black, and green, and blue, and sometimes red. I don't know. Okay, alright, guys. Okay. Also, hi, Fluffs. Welcome.
Yes.
I'm having trouble deciding how Penny should react to nobility.
I don't figure she'd be terribly impressed personally, but that's just a guess. For all I know, she could be enraptured with this kind of stuff.
Okay, first of all, the wolves. I can't kill the people who I have to get things from to continue the story. The game doesn't work that way.
You've been playing too much GTA.
Yeah, you've been playing too much GTA or Saints Row, the wolves.
Or Skyrim
or Skyrim.
Or insert open world game.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Fallout. Maybe he's playing Fallout.
Could be.
Yes. Alright. So, we cannot kill them all. So, in that case, we'll just have to negotiate, I guess. Oh well. Poo-poo. Anyway, so we can tell them that not all of their belongings have been taken from them, or we can tell them you should fight back, or we can say, I don't care.
Oh, fighting back means more stabbing, so that could be fun.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
If that happened to me, I'd be raising an army.
Hard to raise much of anything when you haven't 2 credits to rub together.
This droid holds new hope for us, literally. Centuries ago, our ancestors hid something inside it for safekeeping.
Pirates absconded with the unfashionable machine generations ago. Tracking it down has consumed our family since before we were born.
What that droid contains will rebuild House Tehran. But we need instructions to safely open the hidden compartment. It's rigged to explode, you see.
Oh, God.
Instructions are at our family's estate, now occupied by House Bayless's forces.
There is no God
Without
here.
those instructions, we can't pay you.
I find it hilarious that Penny was just leaning on that droid without knowing that it's rigged to explode if it's attempted to be opened without a security key.
I mean, I don't imagine that would really bother her all that much. It's like, oh hey, stool.
Jewel that will explode if you bump it around too much.
That just makes it fun.
And that thing was in our cargo hold, Fluffs.
I know. I saw it.
You know, space where anything could go wrong.
It usually does.
Ah. Really, really, Leto. Although that is a good one. I'll give you that.
Should get around to getting myself a fun PNG.
Yeah, I mean, I could commission you a fun PNG sometime.
The possibilities.
Okay.
Are you looking to hire me?
You're obviously talented at acquiring things.
Also,
The
this was the
instructions
best
will
idea.
be
I stole a
Tehran family
vanilla cherry
history at
Coke
our
and I
state's
put just
library.
a tiny
If you
splash
retrieve that datapad, we'll add a
sweetened lime
substantial
juice in
bonus
there.
to your payment.
And there are some additional family heirlooms we'll pay you handsomely to recover.
Best
while
idea
you're
I've had in a
there.
while.
Sounds delicious.
Yes, it is.
Alright, so we can go procure some diamonds and some jewels that were stolen from them. We can also just stab people over there too. So,
Sounds fun.
What
describe
am
it.
I looking for exactly?
They'll be the valuable-looking things surrounded by guards.
Wow,
Sidonia,
that
it's
leaves a lot
almost
to the
time for that
imagination.
meeting with House Organa. Why don't you go chat with them in my place?
How shocking that you'd rather stay and entertain a female guest.
Ah! I
I'll
am annoyed.
return as soon as I'm able.
You know, imagine that. The guy wants to stay and entertain Penny. Gee, I wonder why. Couldn't possibly have anything to do with the fact that, she's Penny, right?
He is the sweetest of buns, so yes. That is obviously the reason. And nothing else.
Let's see, Leto says, let's be real, if this was the 40k universe, that droid's insides would consist of a drawing of an engine with the words vroom vroom next to it. What, because of Orc? Of course.
I
Hey,
mean,
Woodman.
that is hilarious, so I'll give him that.
Is this necessary?
You don't have to leave on my account.
Organa's counselors like me better anyway.
I thought she'd never leave. My dear sister has the charisma of a Killick. You, on the other hand, are endlessly charming. When you return with that datapad, I'll have to find a
Oh yes,
creative
you shall be
means of
happy to know
thanking
that
you.
I'm actually no longer broke.
Wonderful.
I forgot. Oh yeah, there's a galactic trade market. I should do something with that.
What'd you do?
And then I had some fire nodes, like 200 of them. I was like, okay, I'll sell like some very small stacks of them for a reasonable price. And they sold quickly. And they have been selling quickly.
Yep. Resources that people can get through just playing the game can be sold for a really significant amount of money. In fact, a lot of the reason why the Galactic Trade Network on this game, or the trade network in this game, is phenomenally better than most other games, is because most of the shit that you need is obtainable in the game proper, but it's hard to come by. So anyone who plays the game significantly for a significant amount of time can just immediately put everything on the Galactic Trade Network and then just make a ton of money.
Well, the reason I had a buttload of fire nodes in the first place is I was trying to get some wind crystals, and the only way you can do that is by critting with the skill. 200 plus nodes later, I still don't have a wind crystal.
Ooh. Hey, you're
So
making
on
money.
the
Hey, look, you're making money.
yeah, so on the one hand, I'm making money. On the other hand, no wind crystals.
Also, Woodman, you would bring up the salsa. What do you mean he wants his cigarette back? Leto, this is not a cigarette. This is a cigar. All right, okay.
Gosh darn it!
Oh dear God, you have? Oh, okay, I'll be looking forward to that, Woodman.
Also, I thought that was a bottle in your mouth.
No, that is a cigar.
Oh, I'm not really a smoker, but you do you.
Oh, the reason why it's a cigar is because during Christmas time, I ended up well, here, I'll just show you for people who don't know or don't remember. Give me a sec.
Flew to the
Go
wrong
ahead.
planet.
Okay, let's load up the picture for the people who have never seen it before.
I somehow got Balmora and Alderaan mixed up. I don't know how that's possible.
Oops.
Let's see. Where is Alderaan?
See, it's a cigar. Nope, it's a cigar. It's a cigar that I light with a candle. You know, 'cause Christmas. Oh,
Wait,
God.
wait, did I Oh, wait, that's right. I did complete Alderaan. That's why it's not marked on my. Ah, okay.
Okay, so you completed Alderaan on your Jedi?
Well, the story missions anyway.
Ah, okay, so the origin story mission. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so, alright then. I guess what we'll do today is we'll, get me caught up. And, once we hit the first side quest that both of us can do, we'll do that together.
Oh, so Balmora and Alderaan are right next to each other.
But yes, they are.
I mean, I knew they were core world. I just didn't know they were literally right next to each other. Well, relatively speaking. But I was looking for the quest because I said, "Oh, I'll just follow the quest marker," and I clicked on Balmora, and it yeeted me over there.
Yeah, Leto. Basically, yes. He went to Alderaan Place. Looking for quests in Alderaan places. Looking for quests. Alright, that's enough. Get away, Christmas me. Even though you are here in spirit as a lizard. Anyway,
Rainbow
I don't
lizard.
have time to chat.
Oh, perhaps later then. Do be careful out there.
uh-huh. Penny doesn't really care about your proclivities towards wanting to get laid. Sorry, sir.
I mean, you're no space werewolf, so your chances are slim.
No, he is not a space werewolf at all.
I think there are space werewolves,
There
but
are.
I'm not sure.
There are. Yeah, there are space werewolves. It is a species. However, I don't think they exist in this era yet because I don't think they've been discovered.
That's fair.
Let's see. Okay. Go down the stairs.
Oh, Also, I got bored and decided I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a Sith warrior just because I want to, and I blasted through the story quests, and I got to the part where Barris is having a little trouble with the torture, and I forgot about one of my favorite lines in the entire game.
Boy, you sure can scream.
No, well, the line actually is, "Nice lungs you've got there." I'm honestly amazed that he didn't obliterate the warrior right then and there.
Well, okay, so how strong do you think Barris actually is throughout the majority of the story?
I don't think he's weak, but I don't think he's as strong as he makes himself out to be.
He isn't. In fact, Barris is probably only half stronger than the warrior at the time of the Drum and Koss missions.
Wow, that much lower?
No, not. Sorry, I meant to say he's only half stronger than the warrior. There we go.
Oh, half strong. I thought you meant half as strong. I was
No,
like,
no. He's only half stronger. By the time you've claimed your title as Sith Lord, you are phenomenally much stronger than Barris. Mostly because you've gone through a lot more ridiculousness than Barris did during his time. You've strengthened yourself. You've done missions that Barris could probably only dream of having done. Because Barris never actually had a tenure away from Sith space. He never went into Republic space. The only thing he's ever done is fight against other Sith or patrol Sith space as an apprentice back when he was one. That's it. That's all he's done. That's all he's ever done. He's never actually gone out into the greater galaxy and experienced things for himself. One of the reasons why he makes so many careless mistakes once he thinks that you're dead. By the way,
well,
spoilers alert!
For what?
For chat.
I mean, you didn't get into terrible specifics there, I don't think.
Eh. Ooh, Leto, that sucks. Woodman, are you just going to start doing things on your own now? Come on.
Doing what?
I wanna help. Don't be coming up with ideas without me. That's not fair. All right, okay, all right. No, I'll definitely take a look at them whenever the stream's over, Woodman. I appreciate it. Okay, so I need to go. To the speeder. Okay, I need to go to the speeder.
To the spooter.
To the spooter.
Oh yeah, and there was another there was another line that made me think. It's like, thus begins the wacky adventures of the Sith warrior, where Barris is like, okay, I'm going off to Dromund Kaas, to meet with the real the real movers and shakers of the Sith and everything. And one of the warriors' responses is, "Tell the Emperor I said hello."
I'm sure he'll be thrilled.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route. Have a safe and
Can't
pleasant.
tell
Oh,
if he's
right.
incredibly bemused by that or incredibly annoyed, or maybe both.
Throughout the majority of the beginning parts of the warrior storyline, Barris actually sees potential in you as an apprentice, but you can start to slowly tell his decline of interest in you once he realizes you're stronger than him. And you can tell that exact moment. It's actually quite It's actually quite clear whenever that happens.
Is it right after you kick in what's his face's name?
If you can defeat Noman Carr with relative ease, even when he is stained by the dark side of the Force himself, you've basically surpassed Barriss in every way. And Barriss recognizes that.
Well, at least he's not entirely stupid.
Alright. I have arrived at my destination. It appears that I have to go this way.
Where is that destination?
Well, first, let me actually get you in the party, shall I?
Yes. Now to find you on the map.
I am currently at Ward Post, Ward Post Duval.
Okay. Let me fast travel there.
And my instance is number 2.
That might be why I couldn't see you on the map, because I don't think I'm in the right instance.
Well, maybe you should change that.
Oh, wait. No,
Nope.
I am.
Nope, you are.
So,
You put the mask on!
yes, I did.
You are now Nihilus.
Yeah, and the dye module actually worked out pretty well.
So, do you know what happens when someone puts on his mask?
I would imagine not good things.
They become Nihilus. Like, quite literally. He revives inside their body. Ah, okay, Woodman. Alright. You know what? In that case, keep yourself occupied. I'm not gonna stop you from keeping yourself occupied. Okay, let me, I gotta see this up close. Let me see. Is that also Jolie's robes?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's great.
It actually works.
It does work. It works really well. Yeah, those robes look really good on you.
Also, this canonically might work because somebody who can shield themselves from dark influences might actually be all right with wearing this.
I mean, yeah. There was a fake comic book. Well, not a fake. It is a real comic book, but
Non-canon.
it's non-canon. There we go. Wait, hold on. Old Teneb Kel. Give me a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yes. Okay, yes. I knew the name sounded familiar, but I couldn't fucking remember who that was. Yes, Darth Thanaton is in this game. In fact, I told you about Darth Thanaton's story, Fluffy.
Yes, you did.
Darth Thanaton, and yeah, no, I could not remember the name of his original name, which is Teneb Kel. He killed, which I actually looked up the Sith names, the Sith Lord's name. He killed Darth Red on her way back to telling the Emperor about what was going on in Republic space, and took her role for himself.
Had an oh shit moment apparently.
Yeah, he had an oh shit moment because he thought he just fucking murdered his career because he killed the Emperor's right hand on her way back to fucking report to him. I fucking love it.
I mean,
wrong way. We gotta go this way.
To be fair, that's not an unreasonable reaction.
Well, I mean, whenever you when you do something that it may be considered counterproductive to your lord and master, might not be the best for your health.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, ordinarily the Sith are all like, "Oh yeah, kill your way upwards," except when it comes to the Emperor.
Grand prize winner, the Hypnotoad.
Brrr.
All glory to the Hypnotoad. Hello, Warrior DM. Welcome to the Mad Dungeon. Thank you for raiding. Give me a sec.
Ah, damn it! You can't dance while on your mount.
No, you cannot.
Ah, that's a shame. That has so
Ah!
much potential.
You are also playing the Old Republic, I see, Warrior DM.
You should join us.
Yes. Sator is a friend of mine. Let's see. Yeah, so we're on the right track this time. I am not lost again. Wait, am I actually lost again? No, I'm not lost again. Good.
Second time's a charm.
Look. Yeah, if you have to double check after you've already checked once, yeah. I will have fun. We are all about having fun, Warrior DM. Thank you for coming by and bringing your wonderful viewers. Oh gosh. Okay, time to stab.
We're having fun discussing Star Wars lore.
Yep. Oh dear.
And shooting things with a metal alpaca.
Yeah, metal alpaca is fun. Give me one. It might just be Alderaan, or it could just be OBS being OBS again. Give me a sec. No? Let me just, turn down the quality on the grass and trees, because I don't really care about grass and trees. We won't be seeing a whole lot of grass and trees from at the next locations we'll be going anyway. Well, next planets we're going to anyhow. Locations on the planet, on this planet, yes, we'll be seeing a lot of grass and trees. Oh my god, the texture shading is all whack. There we go. Somewhat better.
I will murder your enemies while you fix that.
Okay, there is something up with my resolution. Oh. Is it? No? Okay, it's smoothing out. A little bit.
Oh, I meant to ask you, but I kept forgetting. What do I do with the underworld thingies?
Oh, the purples?
Yes.
That is actually something that I'm still trying to figure out. They're a new event. And I want to say you have to go to the cartel market on the actual fleet. So you have to go to, like, the actual place called the Cartel Bazaar.
Yeah.
And I think you got to talk to one of the huts that are in there. You know what? We'll probably be going back to the fleet here in the next planet we go to. And we'll both go to the Cartel Bazaar and see if we can't exchange some of those.
Yeah, because I'm maxed out on those, so I got to do something with them.
Oh, that's good. That's great. My resolution has been fixed. Nice.
I couldn't tell if that was sarcasm or not.
No, it's true. Worked. It worked out. Okay, now we need to go inside this building.
I have defeated this thing with mind bullets.
Mind bullets.
That's telekinesis, Kyle.
But yeah, no.
One of that's one of my favorite Tenacious D lines of all times. How about the power to kill a yak from 200 yards away with mind bullets?
Did you know, Leto, that in order for Teneb Kettle to have changed his name legally in the Sith Lord's system of names, he had to use nuts?
Lots of nuts.
Yes, lots of nuts.
Probably dark nuts.
Probably dark nuts. Into the building we go.
But wait, this isn't Legend of Zelda. Shut up.
Let's see. Teneb Kell is easily among my top 10 favorite Star Wars characters. I see Leto, along with Zane Carrick, aka the Jedi Apprentice, whose connection to the Force makes him stronger the more he fails. Yeah, that was a thing.
Wait, what? Oh, what the?
Yeah, that was his special. That was his special power. Is that the more he failed, the stronger in the Force he became.
Who was that?
Zane Carrick.
Doesn't ring a bell.
It's okay. Most people don't know who Zane Carrick is.
You sounded so disappointed.
It's not so much that I'm disappointed, it's just that it's a character that I feel a lot of people should definitely look into, because he's an interesting one, because he actually gets stronger the more he fails. Which makes for some funny situations.
What era of Star Wars is that?
I want to say it's post Empire, I think. Oh wait, no, no, not post Empire. It was post or pre Jedi Civil War, actually, if I remember correctly.
Oh wow.
I think that was no, it was post Jedi Civil War, before the events of SWTOR. God, I'm getting all over the place.
That's a big 300-year gap.
Well, yeah, there's a 300-year gap where nothing happened in the galaxy of significant note. That's because that's mostly because Darth Red didn't get to report on her findings the way she wanted to. So, and because Teneb Kell didn't exactly have the ability to, how to put it, understand what Darth Red had actually discovered. Since he didn't have the ability to understand what Darth Red had actually discovered, he just took the datacron that she had with her, filled with all the stuff that she'd found, and had to twiddle with it for a while to figure out how to open it.
Sounds like a very Roth thing to do.
You know, honestly, it does.
It's like, what is this thing? I'm gonna play with it until it opens.
Teneb was a person.
It's also the same. It's also the same mentality that pretty much ensures that the Hellraiser series will never really end.
That puzzle box is probably the most innocuous evil thing ever.
Yeah. That series also has one of my favorite lines in a horror movie ever.
Well, see, that's the whole point of how he was able to kill Darth Red, Leto. He literally just surprised her out of nowhere, killed her, and took her shit.
It's like, who the fuck are... Oh, dead.
Literally. Teneb Kell was a master of surprise and subterfuge. He did not excel in one-on-one combat of fairness. Which is one of the reasons why he made a point of never getting too close to Darth Malgus during their tenure together, because he understood that Darth Malgus could basically just crush him like a bug.
It's like a walking refrigerator, so I guess.
I hate whenever objects get in the way of you being able to attack things.
Yeah, that happens a lot for a melee character. It's like, I can't stab you, you're in the way.
Yep, the fucking loader right here was in the way, I couldn't stab him.
He tried to kill me with a forklift.
Yeah, basically. Alright, time to go back to the castle.
Yeah.
There's no side quests here, so... Oh, God. Okay. I'm still actually surprised that Neb Kell, aka Darth Thanaton, was actually capable of interacting with the Emperor on a level playing field. It was the most hilarious thing. Is, you know, the story of how, like, the Juggernaut of like the background characters, he's like one of the villains, but he's not like the main villain. Because at the time the Emperor wasn't the main villain. But he's like just this guy off in the background. You don't really know much about him, and you just see this mousy person who just butters up to him and just gets like the loyalty symbol. That's literally to Neb Kell.
I exist.
Pretty much. I mean, half the reason why Neb Kell was so powerful as a Sith Lord is because he had connections up in the higher echelons of the Sith hierarchy. Because of what he did, he was able to kill Darth Red. Literally the only person the Emperor trusted to get things done outside of Sith politics. And in order to gain that kind of prestige, you would first have to prove that you were capable of being the right hand of the Emperor. So, yeah, no, Neb Kell earned his place.
Even if it was entirely by accident.
Yeah, most dangerous when cornered. I guess you're still over where you were?
Oh no, I came back to the default post.
Oh, that's not where I went.
Oh.
I went to the castle. I guess you'll have to take a taxi.
I'll take a manta ray.
I will wait. Besides, I can still gush about Star Wars lore while I'm waiting. Let's see.
I will munch on my sandwich while I wait.
If I had to guess, my favorite character of this setting, I'm sorry if this just sounds so average, but it'd be Darth Malgus. And a lot of the reason why is because Darth Malgus represents what a Sith Lord can potentially be if he harnesses emotions while controlling his passions. Like, most Sith describe themselves as unleashing their emotions in a chaotic swirl of death, making them seem like they're just chaotic, evil, and just horrible, insane monstrosities.
Most of the time they are.
Most of the time they are. And that's because of the Sith Code. The Sith Code turns Sith Lords into idiots. Literal, crazed idiots. Because they listen to the first part of the Sith Code. There is no peace is a lie. There is only passion. If they don't try to contain themselves, they're just going to become crazed, evil, maniacal maniacs.
Just just because your chains are broken doesn't mean you should just be an idiot.
Yeah. Malgus embodies what it means to control the dark side. He is actually using a tool effectively. He is not using a tool like a cudgel like so many other Sith Lords. And because of that, he can actually see clearly through eyes of understanding that the Empire is failing because of its racism, its sexism, and its inability to change, to evolve into a working paradigm that will actually
Also,
succeed.
chronic backstabbing disorders not
Yeah,
really help.
he doesn't like disloyalty, and he doesn't like dishonesty, and he doesn't like betrayal. He finds it disgusting, and to the point where, even though he was the one who killed his own wife in order to feed his power with his own grief of what he'd done, he hates betrayal with a passion because of that. Because he has to live with the fact that he betrayed his own wife in order to gain enough power to do what needed to be done. Because he was a Sith and he didn't understand the greater meanings of being both, essentially.
Didn't know he had a wife.
He did. He married a Twi'lek woman. A lot of the Sith Lords in the Council disliked Malgus's taking of a Twi'lek wife because a lot of them hated aliens. Malgus didn't see an alien. Malgus saw a woman he loved, and even when he killed her with his own hands, he still loved her. And he still loves her, according to the book Malgus. It's one of the reasons why he strives so hard to pursue his ambitions, because he feels he owes it to her memory to fulfill what he set out to do in the beginning, to conquer the Sith and turn the Empire into a working engine instead of a broken one that just rolls over the battlefield anyway, because it's, still huge, it's still massive, but it's a broken engine. And a lot of the other Sith Lords during that time would take Yeah, Leto. I get that a lot. A lot of people don't like the blue tinted Twi'leks. They're pretty generic and very average and common.
I like the blue tint.
I mean, it's up to everyone's preference, honestly. But I can understand why a lot of people don't like the blue tinted Twi'leks in terms of design, because there's just way too many of them compared to the others. It's like opening a box of your favorite crayons that you got for Christmas and then just finding, oh shit, they're almost all blue.
I mean, that wouldn't bother me terribly, but I think most people's hatred of stuff that are blue in Star Wars is because of all the blue menus and shit like that, and just seeing more blue just pisses them off.
That is a possibility. The point being is that Malgus's existence on the Council actually managed to change a lot of the Sith mindsets in some cases. Darth Thanaton is another character who actually started to understand that the Sith paradigm needed to change once the Emperor had, vanished from the galaxy.
The Emperor. Where did the Emperor go anyway? Did he just fuck off and go to Aruba or something?
I'm not going to tell you, because that's a big spoiler that you haven't figured out yet.
Fair enough.
You will get that if you get the DLC. If you subscribe once, you will get all the DLC free that is currently out, which includes that particular part of the story. And once the subscription ends, you will still have access to all the DLC that you purchased through that subscription.
Because I had the DLC I subscribed once upon a time, but I actually didn't get much further to see what the hell was going on. I think the furthest I got was some of like the post-class stuff with what was it, Ziost, I think.
Ziost is right before the fallen, the Eternal Empire. which is probably the most loved and most hated at the same time DLC that's come out so far.
Huh.
It is a very controversial DLC. A lot of people don't like it because it just throws a wrench into a lot of things that people understood about Star Wars, but honestly, I think it expands the Star Wars galaxy more, and therefore makes it more rich, abundant. Explains things a lot more about the religious factions in the later comic books, post Empire, things like that. Gives an idea of of how the ancient civilizations such as the Tong, the Rakata, the Gree, and the Hutts shaped the galaxy before the Force users came about. There's a lot of nuance if you actually look into deeper points of that DLC that you'll understand if you've ever read anything from the old Star Wars books and comics that took place after the Empire fell. A lot of it can be surmised just from the fact that this DLC exists. You'll understand a lot more about why certain people believe the way they did, what caused certain types of shifts in government and politics, things like that.
I'm going to get some water, and then I will join you for more story stuff. I say that as my droid comes back with more gems. Yeah. Okay. Gonna get some water. Be right back.
Take your time. All right. Anyway, let me see here. Yeah, a lot of people don't like the Legacy comics because they don't like the fact that Crate became more powerful than Sidious. It's dumb, I guess, from a certain point of perspective, but at the same time, you can't fill a power vacuum without having something at least as strong or more powerful than the previous villain. It doesn't work unless you do that. And besides, at that point in time, Luke had become capable of destroying planets if he wanted to with his mind. He was that powerful. They needed something to compete with that level of power. Like, once Luke came into his own, he was able to harness the Chosen One status that his father passed down to him through his bloodline. Like, they're not going to be able to beat that. Yes, and Crate did earn that power. He spent several years training against other Sith Lords that he had personally adopted into his clan of the new Sith Order. Sidious tried the Rule of Two, beat the Jedi down into submission, but the new Jedi Order was more powerful and more incredible and more capable than the old Jedi Orders before it. And so in order to defeat them, they had to get rid of the Rule of Two, because now the Jedi knew that the Rule of Two was a thing. So they needed to actually, look and hunt down for Sith. And in order to survive, they had to have more Sith Lords. And so people got upset and they got butthurt. Yes, he did. He in fact did. If I remember correctly, wasn't it Ludo Kresh that he learned from? Oh, wait, no, Zezon, yeah. No, Exar Kun was the one who learned from Ludo Kresh. I'm stupid. A lot of people forget about Exar Kun. He was arguably, by the time of the New Jedi Order's propagation, Exar Kun was possibly quite a lot stronger than Sidious as well, because he had spent so much time seething in the dark side that Nagasato left inside the Yavin Temple so many millions of years, or so many millennium of years ago. Like, could you imagine a force entity of already dark side origin seething inside the massive maelstrom that Nagasato left behind when he died? Like, dear God. No wonder, Luke Skywalker's students had such trouble against Exar Kun's ghost. Hey, Sketchy! Hey, it's going
Hello.
great.
Sketchy cute.
Sketchy is cute. And you can't say anything because you came here willingly. Yeah,
You came willing.
Darth Weirlock
You
was definitely strong.
You came willingly into the dungeon.
Hello.
Hello.
Pecker!
Rumors are filling the hollow frequencies of a daring robbery.
Just got
at our
home,
estate.
saw the message. I'm
You've
like,
set a
yep,
lot of
let's
tongues
hop on.
wagging.
House Bayless is missing a data pad from their new library.
I let my
Also,
dear
I
sister
now
have
have
the honors.
Bodar.
Never could
He is
decipher
awesome.
that blasted thing.
It's a simple code, woven through the genealogical entries. You just have to assemble the letters correctly, Len.
Also, I am purposefully trying not to pay attention to the story stuff.
Yeah?
What are you waiting
Because
for?
I have-
An invitation?
Because I haven't done the
You
smuggler
sound
thing.
just like our old droid governess.
Ah, fair
I
enough.
so miss her gentle scolding.
According to this, we must pry open.
Well, in that
the
case, I
Zephyr
better make sure I
server
don't
motor
bring
houses and disable
my
its
friend
lateral
over to
conduits.
Coruscant, huh?
The holochip is hidden within a false power storage unit behind a detonite charge, entering the disarm code.
Perhaps you should be wearing gloves while you poke around in there, dear sister.
I've got it.
Did I just...
After all these centuries, we finally have our proof. The information on this holochip proves House Turan is owed a considerable number of credits. When the other families hear of this, we will reclaim our status among the nobility.
Will you now?
Oh, I guess congratulations are in order.
Please, there's no need. We're just happy to be rich.
I must leave at once to have this data authenticated by the Royal Council. Len, see to our hero's payment.
Nothing would please me more, dear sister. Well, here we are. Perfect. I have a little surprise for you.
Let's see. Hold on. Just get to
Is it a nug? Please tell me it's a nug.
A nug. It's a surprise. Looking for nugs in all the wrong places. Looking for nugs.
That would be
Is this where
perfect.
you double-cross me?
It really would
You
be,
thought I
yes.
was... Oh, no, my dear, 1,000 times no. I've arranged a private dinner in your honor. House Organa's chef is the best on Alderaan.
Okay, Penny would definitely go to a private dinner.
Hired musicians to serenade you. We'll eat and talk and
Nice.
dance and, well, who knows what else.
Ooh, can we stab stuff? Please tell me we can stab stuff.
Oh no.
Of course we can stab
The,
stuff.
the only way to accept this is if I choose to marry this fucktard.
Oh dear.
Well, marriage and food, or just no food?
It's a tough
That
choice.
depends. How much does Penny dislike this guy?
I don't know. I honestly don't know how much Penny would dislike this guy. All I know is he's not a space wolf.
I mean, he doesn't seem like completely terrible, but don't know if it's up to the Penny standard.
Leto, I would love a council of Star Wars nerds. Just letting you know, I will be the Mandalorian on that council. Also, Sketchy, to answer your question, Baudar is the name of a character who is a Wookiee in the Smuggler story class. He is not a Gaydar, but for weapons. Sorry to disappoint you.
That being said, I'm quite sure he knows where all the weaponry is.
He does.
Even if he has to invent it all himself.
But Bodar is actually a weapons master, meaning that he can pretty much use any weapon that exists in this era of Star Wars. He has existed for about 300 years. So he actually remembers. He actually remembers when Nihilus and Scion raged across the galaxy 300 years prior to this game. He was still a kid then, but he probably knows about it at least.
That had to be a wonderful memory.
Probably not.
No, I wouldn't say wonderful at this point. Traumatic, maybe.
Si-
Memorable, absolutely, but wonderful, maybe not.
Yeah, Scion and Nihilus, for all their undertrained selfishness, I'll put it like this: Scion and Nihilus wouldn't stand a chance in a duel against any of the Sith in this era of Star Wars. But I can guarantee you that half the Sith in this game are incapable of the level of force techniques that Scion and Nihilus were able to pull off. Dear God. Like the Emperor alone is stated to be capable of siphoning a planet. But the thing is that he needs time and a ritual to do it.
Nihilus can just do it.
Nihilus can just step onto a world and then start draining it dry from just his touch.
Nihilus is a horrible, horrible person, and he should totally feel bad, but he won't because
he's too hungry. He's too hungry. He's too hungry to feel bad.
I mean, this is true.
He's gotten to the point where he doesn't even care about Jedi or Sith philosophy. He's just like, I must feed. Anything that can feed me, I will eat.
Translation: Nihilus has become Galacticus, Devourer of Worlds.
Yeah, basically, he is the Galactus of Star Wars.
Riding on a busted-ass ship.
That he is holding together with his own mind, no less.
Yeah.
He is holding that ship together and giving it an atmosphere with his own mind.
Darth Zana. Who the heck is Darth Zana?
Darth Zana is Darth Bane's apprentice.
Okay.
Nah, I'm not
Why
gonna
do
make her
people
go.
consider her weak?
Thanks, but I have other business.
Ah, I see. Was it
Like,
the
I don't know the
musicians?
first thing
Too
about
much?
most of these
Yeah,
characters,
I
other than they
understand.
are in Star Wars, and therefore they are
Take
awesome.
this datapad to your
So
associate
my
research.
question
It
becomes,
contains one of House Tehran's old family recipes. The design for a powerful
Who and
anti-radiation
why?
shield, which makes a starship immune to all sorts
Oh,
of
dear.
nasty cosmic
by the way, I'm
rays.
back on Coruscant because, as it turns out, I need to talk to someone while I'm
That
here.
could come in handy.
I can't imagine what you'd need something like that for, but I'm sure whatever it is will be quite exciting. Once you add your bonus for recovering.
Also, don't worry, the
aliens from
droid
our
who is
old
with me is
home,
not one
you'll
of the
find you've
people I
done
need to
quite
worry
well.
about.
You have House Tehran's deepest thanks. Someday you'll have powerful friends on
You're an
Alderaan.
Alderaan. Fair enough.
Farewell.
I'll be heading that way soon, more than likely.
So, to answer your question about Zana, Leto,
No. He's annoyed that people consider her weak. I'm trying to work out why that is.
oh, okay, so Zana is someone who can't take a punch. She can't take a punch, and her ability to use the lightsaber is literally just defensive. She actually cannot go on the offensive with the lightsaber at all. She doesn't have the skill or the knowledge on how to do that. The only thing she can do is become a wall of lightsaber flurry that will defend against pretty much any lightsaber attempt against her life.
Okay.
So she is a literal wall.
That doesn't strike me as someone who's weak. That strikes me as someone who's a little bit one-note, but not necessarily weak. So why can't she go on the offense?
Because she is a sorcerer. She has more potential as a sorcerer than a duelist, and Darth Bane noticed this.
That does make sense.
Darth Bane noticed this, meaning that in order for her to go on the offensive, she would have to use Force abilities. The problem with that is that Darth Bane, he didn't have the ability to teach her what she needed to know, because he isn't a sorcerer.
That would make sense.
He didn't have the knowledge that a sorcerer could have to teach her.
Yep.
So she became a one-note duelist that has the ability to utilize the Force in a drastically very powerful way. But
who's had zero training in how to do that, because let's face it, no one's bothered to teach her how to do it.
well, see, Darth Bane's failing is the fact that he ended up killing all the existing Sith except himself, meaning there was no one left to train a sorcerer like Zana.
Darth Bane was the guy who came up with the rule of two, yeah?
Yeah,
Or was
no.
that someone else?
Zana is the first apprentice of the Rule of Two.
Right, of course. And of course, he likely wouldn't have had any holocrons to train her with, because that would have violated the rule of two as well.
No, it wouldn't.
No?
No. Okay, so it just means that there can't be any existing Sith Lords other than the two. And that's Sith Lords, not apprentices. Sith Lords. Meaning, you can have as many apprentices as you want. You just can't have more than 2 Sith Lords. So, a lot of people forget that.
I got a really dumb question then. If that's the case, why the hell does Sidious insist on only taking on a single apprentice?
Because Sidious is a sorcerer. Alright, so Revenge of the Sith.
This is gonna want me. This is what they want me to do a face palm, isn't it?
All right, just okay. Here we go. All right, Sidious is a sorcerer. He doesn't have the ability to sustain a prolonged combat with another lightsaber duelist. The only reason why he is capable of literally cutting to pieces 4 members of the Jedi Council of Masters in Revenge of the Sith until he gets to Mace Windu is because none of those masters have ever fought another duelist a day in their fucking life in a real life or death situation. Not a single one of them.
So in other words, for all that Sidious is a terrible duelist, he's still better than them because he's actually fought.
Exactly. He has trained against his master, Plagueis. He has trained against Maul, who he pretty much stated outright was a better duelist than him. And he trained against Count Dooku. He had plenty of experience training against multiple different styles of combat when it came to dueling. The problem is that he doesn't have the stamina to sustain that. He is an old, decrepit man. He is
a sprinter. He's a sprinter, whereas most duelists would be marathon runners by comparison.
Exactly. And so when it came down to Mace Windu was able to turn the flow of the dark side against him because of his Vapad training.
And also, which would explain why Sidious was exposed to that much obvious Force dark side corruption so damn fast. He basically was causing a direct feedback loop where not only was he affecting something else in the Force and causing a feedback loop that way, but it was being redirected straight back at him.
Exactly. Mace Windu is able to turn the dark side's corruption against the dark side itself, which is an awesome ability. Now, the reason why Sidious could only take one apprentice at a time is because he didn't have the ability to train an apprentice in the way of a duelist. He could only make another sorcerer.
Yep.
And another sorcerer would be bad because he'd be teaching his apprentice, in that case, everything he needed to know to defeat Sidious. And Sidious didn't want that. He wanted to be the only Sith Lord to ever exist and then have only apprentices. He tried to subvert the Rule of Two for his own purposes, which was not the point of the Rule of Two. The point of the Rule of Two was to constantly make a stronger and stronger Sith Lord down the generations, because you were literally teaching everything that the master of the previous apprentice taught the apprentice, which will then teach their apprentice, which will then teach their apprentice, which will then teach their apprentice, and so on and so forth. He is trying to subvert that completely.
And of course, it doesn't work. And of course, part of the reason for that is because, and I'm going to quote here from the book, betrayal is the way of the Sith.
Betrayal is the way of the Sith, but it is a knowing betrayal and a willing one.
Fair enough.
It is something that the Sith. It is something that the Sith are expecting and relish in, because it means that their idealism will continue down the path ever, essentially.
Fair enough.
Basically, the Sith way is supposed to be paying it forward.
Yeah, you're paying it forward. And usually, the only time that a Sith Lord will actually be vanquished by their apprentice is once they've reached a point where the apprentice has learned all that they can from the Master. And the Master is capable of drawing that out as long as he wants, but he has to teach them before he dies of old age.
Please select an available travel
And of
route.
course, Sidious was trying to
Have a safe and
extend
pleasant
that so it didn't ever happen. Go figure.
Oh, okay, I have to actually return to Risha. I didn't even notice that. Okay, going back to
I
the
have to
ship.
return to Risha as well, and she won't talk to me. It's rather annoying.
You're probably on the wrong planet.
Quite possibly, in which case I need to go back to Coruscant. Sorry, back to Nar Shaddaa then.
Yeah, if you don't talk to her on the planet you should be on when it prompts you, it won't work.
Right, fair enough. Well, at least I can do that without a problem.
Exactly, Woodman. The point of the rule of two is to train the person who will beat you later for the good of the Sith. Bane created the rule of two because he understood that, literally, the Sith had the potential to make the galaxy better than it was. Bane was not at all a evil, maniacal, obsessed power freak. He was someone who understood that
Unlike Sidious.
the Jedi were a problem, and that the Sith were a problem as they were. The Jedi are a terrible problem because they create Sith Lords by their stupid teachings. They create Sith Lords because they constantly teach people who want more out of life. Because they try to strip the person of their emotions, which will inevitably turn them into someone who hates and wants more because they are no longer human and they want to get that back. Sidious, however, he doesn't care. He just wants to rule.
Yeah.
He is someone who has already been corrupted to the point of no return by his own power.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah, Leto, the reason why Zana tried to kill Bane while she was still an apprentice is because Bane frustrated her to no end. He wouldn't teach her anything, and he would constantly tell her lies because he knew he couldn't teach her anything. He didn't have the ability to teach her sorcery. But Zana didn't know this. Zana was trying to push him to teach her, and he wouldn't. So she decided, okay, well, I'm just going to fucking kill him because that's what he said that I have to do eventually anyway. And so she did. And, well, unfortunately, Bane may have unintentionally sealed the fate of the Sith by not telling Zana the truth. If he had told Zana that they needed to find a Sith holocron to teach her sorcery, then things probably wouldn't have gone the way they did down the road of the rule of two. Because at the end of the day, Zana is...
She wanted to learn.
She wanted to learn.
She wanted to learn.
Yeah. But he didn't have the ability to teach her. And none of the holocrons that he studied had the ability to teach her sorcery. Not a single one. Not a single one.
Are you going to Balmora next, or?
No, I've got to talk to Risha, and then I've got to go back down to Alderaan. So Alderaan has actually 2 parts to a quest in the smuggler storyline. I'm being pet.
You got House Tehran's schematic. Perfect. That wasn't too bad, was it? Ask me again when the bruises heal. I sense
I'm
there's
being
a long
pet.
story to go
Stop.
with those bruises. Your next delivery is to take that head in the jar to a sniveling little stuffed shirt named Pima Ahuff. Pima is at House Alder's
Well, I'm not
estate.
the one
You'll
petting
have
you.
to
I know
sneak through
better
some
than
tough
that.
battle
I
zones
know
to get there.
kobolds can turn into omnidirectional buzzsaws when they're pissed off. No way am I risking that one.
Sealand.
Why do you think I'm using a back scratcher on a stick?
Stop it. Stop. Yeah. Nah. Stop petting me.
No! Stop petting him!
Why does some noble need a head in a jar? It's a history
Alternatively,
thing.
he has
If you're
been
that
chosen
interested,
by
ask
the
Pima.
claw.
His lectures
He
are
must
thrilling.
go.
Can't wait to ditch that creepy
God.
head. I swear its eyes follow me around the cargo hold.
What?
This is one delivery I recommend keeping covered. Let's not upset the locals any more than we need to. Good luck, Captain.
Let's see. Nikto. Industrial, where am I?
Okay. Well, I get to go back to the planet to deliver a head to a stuffy little pompous dick.
So should I just wait on the ship so you're because you're gonna go back or what?
I mean, I'm already going back. I am already landing back on Alderaan again.
No, I mean, do you head directly back to the ship, or do you have more stuff to do?
Oh, no, I will eventually be going back to the ship, but I have, like, 3 places I gotta go on Alderaan to do this quest. So I've gotta deliver the head, find out that something's wrong, then I gotta go do the thing that makes it wrong, then I gotta come back, then I gotta do the next thing that makes it wrong, and then I gotta go back, and then I collect my reward, and then I go back to the ship.
Yeah.
So this sounds like, and I had to say, this sounds like a fetch quest.
All
It is.
of the smuggler's storyline is a fetch quest.
I mean, this is true.
All of it. Well, at least
This
the
is true.
first chapter is anyway. The first chapter
Fair
is a
enough.
fetch quest.
In other news, there is a which one am I going to? That one. Okay, cool. There is actually a quest on Diamond Cast, which is also a fetch quest. Like the entire thing is just carrying something from someone to someone else the entire way through. Fortunately, A, it's over relatively quickly, and B, well, it ultimately doesn't matter.
Yeah. Also, Leto, that is exactly correct. He could have taught her Makashi, but he wasn't exactly thinking about what her skills as a lightsaber duelist had, as far as potential. Because all he saw her as was a sorcerer. That's it. He could not see her as any potential other path. It was the exact opposite the way that Obi-Wan taught Anakin. He saw Anakin as someone who was capable of much more Force potentiality than he or Yoda or Mace Windu, but he chose to teach him the ways of a duelist instead of a Force user. And so every once in a while he would teach him Force techniques, but not enough to actually do anything using the Force as a potential weapon in the need of it, or a defense, honestly, because if he had learned some defensive techniques in the Force, he wouldn't have gotten his arm chopped off against Count Dooku.
Or again, against, his kid.
Yeah. Or even before that, against Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Well, he did pick up some eventually, because learning to block your blaster with your hand is certainly not something you could normally do.
Right, but he was able to do that. He was able to learn to use fuck, I can't remember what it was called.
Was it energy absorption or something? I think?
No, energy absorption is not what it's called. It is called Tutaminis. There we go, Tutaminis. Tutaminis is where you can literally channel the energy of an energy-based attack that is coming towards you into the palm of your hand and pocket it into a pocket dimension for a temporary amount of time, and then shoot it back out at the attacker. It's how Yoda was able to shoot Count Dooku's lightning back at him.
Nice.
And it was also how Vader was able to block Han Solo's blaster fire with just his hand.
Yeah, that was specifically what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Do note that if you want to see a example of Tutuminus being used against a lightsaber, you can watch the Hope trailer for SWTOR. You can watch Satil Shan literally prevent Malgus from using his lightsaber with her palm.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, she has the ability to, one of her most powerful abilities is energy manipulation, which is what allowed her to use Tutuminus in that way. Exactly. If he was trained by Jedi Dooku, Anakin probably wouldn't have fallen to the dark side so readily, because he would have been more patient, as well as the fact that he would have been a far more cunning duelist and a far more pragmatic Force user.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Bless you. Also, eventually, when he did fall to the dark side, the universe would have been doomed immediately. Okay, now we gotta go talk to this pompous,
Dickhead.
Oh, wait, well, actually, first, I've got to, get on a speeder. Okay, I'm just gonna fast travel to Ward Post Duval, and then just speeder from there. Because I can do that.
I'm curious to see if I can beat you there by walking. Probably not, but we'll see.
Yeah, Leto. Anakin needed a dad, not a brother. Someone to actually reprimand him professionally instead of just talking at him. Anakin treated being a Jedi as an adventure, and unfortunately being a Jedi is not an adventure. It is something you should be very careful about, because if you don't, you can turn to the dark side.
I mean, there's probably plenty of adventure to be had, but, you know.
Welcome. Please select
There
the
is.
available travel route.
Yeah, well, you know, Qui-Gon was supposed to be his teacher, but Qui-Gon died to someone who he couldn't outduel.
Yep.
Because the Jedi didn't know how doesn't do blah 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 blah. The Jedi from the Clone Wars era do not know how to duel other duelists.
Have a safe and pleasant
Why
stay.
would they? They've never fought one before. I used to do fencing back as a sport. I'd like to pick it up again at some point. Of course, I'm way out of practice by this stage. But one of the things that was very interesting is that there weren't very many left-handed fencers. And this played out in a couple of ways. One, anyone who was left-handed in the fencing club I was in automatically fought everyone else in the club, because everyone needed practice facing a left-hander. However, because they were so rare, often left-handers didn't know how to face other left-handers because they'd never done so. So when a left-hander faced a left-hander, they had exactly the same problems as a regular person facing a left-hander. They'd never done this before.
It's an interesting way to look at it.
It is. It's also one of the reasons why Makashi was very underused in the Jedi Order during the Clone Wars. Makashi was very underutilized because it was a dueling style. It was something that you learned if you wanted to duel against another duelist, and or defeat someone who wasn't a duelist. It was also one of the biggest reasons why Nyman, which was something that Darth Maul had to learn in order to be a double-bladed lightsaber user, was something that also wasn't utilized very often. The only other person I can think of that was on screen during the movies was Aayla Secura, who would dual-wield lightsabers. Ataru is not the worst dueling style, it's just that if you try to prolong a duel using only Ataru, you're gonna run into some problems when dealing with someone who knows Nyman. Like fucking Maul. Well, yeah, but she wasn't in the movies, is what I'm getting at, Dibbles. The movies... George Lucas went on to say that the movies were supposed to be a visual aid for exactly how underprepared the Jedi were for the Sith. It's because all the Jedi used Ataru. Almost all of them. In fact, the only Jedi that didn't use Ataru that were on screen and named were Ki-Adi-Mundi, Mace Windu, Obi-Wan, Aayla Secura, and Depa Billaba. They were the only ones that didn't use Ataru as a main fighting strategy. Oh boy. I went up the wrong staircase. Oopsie!
In fact, wasn't that one of the things that threw off Maul? The fact that Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon neither used Ataru as their mainstay, just as a way of getting people to drop their guard and expect him to use it for everything?
No, Maul was caught off guard by the fact that they were using Ataru against him. Like, the fact that they didn't understand that Ataru wasn't a good use... Well, it wasn't good use against someone using Nyman. It was something that was taught in pretty much anyone who knows anything about lightsaber duels. The fact that you have two opponents who are using Ataru against you, and you're a Nyman user. Nyman is where you utilize the Force with one saber, or you're using the double-bladed lightsaber equivalent of a saber staff, or you're using two lightsabers at the same time. Those are the forms that Nyman teach you, and you can use the two-form lightsaber technique while practicing the Force, or you can use the double-bladed lightsaber technique while also practicing the Force, and it still works. Maul took advantage of all the aspects of Nyman to kick Qui-Gon's ass. And the reason why Maul was so confident and why he was so easily defeated by Obi-Wan during his final engagement with Obi-Wan is because he understood that they didn't stand a stupid chance against him, even. Like, they didn't stand a single chance against him in a duel. The only reason Obi-Wan won is because he caught Maul by surprise, because Maul was overconfident, and that was his downfall. He didn't take into account the idea that someone could take him by surprise because of his own pride and arrogance. And yeah, Ataru is, if you don't win quickly, you're going to run out of gas quickly. I'm such a nerd for knowing any of this.
Guided tours of House Alder's Royal Museum are closed until further notice.
Uh-huh.
I have nothing against off-world visitors, but please leave, or I'll be forced to call security.
Do you want this head in a jar or not?
I most certainly do not. Get that disgusting thing out of my sight. I mean, really, what sort of buffoon brings a counterfeit head and expects payment? House Alder has already obtained the head of Darth Bandon, thank you very much. It was genetically authenticated by one of my conservators yesterday.
So yeah, this is the head of Darth Bandon that we've just delivered. If either of you have played enough KOTOR to know who Darth Bandon is, you should know exactly who Darth Bandon is.
I know exactly who Darth Bandon is, and I'm wondering how the hell somebody got that head in the first place.
Easy. The canon location where you kill Darth Bandon is actually Kashyyyk.
Oh, is it?
Yep. The canon location is the canon location where you kill Darth Bandon in KOTOR 1 is actually Kashyyyk. The canon location where you kill Count Calo Nord is actually Manon. So Manon is technically, canonically, the first location you were supposed to go to, when you learn about the star maps, which I find hilarious.
Yeah, I killed Calo Nord on Tatooine, and I killed Darth Bannon on Manon.
Yeah, canonically, the place where you kill Darth Bannon is Kashyyyk. And the only reason why his head appeared here is because of that. Because if he had been killed in Manon, no one would have discovered his head, because that facility is destroyed if you choose the light side option.
Yeah, that was specifically why I was wondering how the hell that happened.
You're being a fool.
How dare you? House Alder does not make mistakes.
Ah! I'm being pet!
Cadrith, come here.
Commissar, stop!
Yes, noble curator. How may I serve your impeccable rectitude?
Where is Neva? I want her to run the genetic authenticator on this head and prove it's a fake.
I haven't seen Neva since she authenticated the other head yesterday, noble curator. I sent a message to her holo, but she never replied.
Describe this Neva to me so I can end her miserable existence.
Oh, my stars, no. She's such a lovely young lady.
Cadrith, perform a genetic authentication on this head at once. Compare the results to the head we received yesterday.
I beg your patience, noble curator. This process will take some time.
Somewhat sad to know that, but it's good to know nonetheless.
What?
I just ran into another one of Scarvix's exes.
This head is a 100% genetic match.
Battery pack, ray
for the
shield.
Sith Lord Darth Bandon. I retested the head Neva verified yesterday, and it does not appear anywhere in the genetic authentication.
Also assassin droids.
She's literally too stupid to live.
Well, I didn't kill her, so if she dies, it ain't on me.
Let's see, Leto says, imagine a Sith Master who specialized... Like, God damn it, I was given a muffin and another pet. God damn it. Imagine a Sith Master who specialized in Nyaman that was supplemented with advanced training in Makachi and Sarisu and curved-hilted dual-phase lightsaber. Yeah, that's Count Dooku. The Jedi of the New Republic would be wearing dark brown pants, all of them. Well, Leto, funny you should say that. If you ever if you've ever played SWTOR, and you play through the Sith Warrior storyline, it is hilarious how many of the Jedi you face are stupidly weak compared to the Sith that are attacking them. It is so dumb. The amount of it
really is.
The amount of times you'll run across a Jedi Knight in the Sith Warrior storyline, and almost none of them have the ability to stand up against you in terms of quality. And the way they are able to portray that in a game like this, where you're going to be stronger than them anyway because you're the main character, is they have them narrated as a overconfident and arrogant and stupid personality, essentially. Like they're all basically nobles, and the reason why they did that is because, one, it's to help emphasize that they think that they can't be beaten because they won against the Sith 300 years ago. They've never fought against a single Sith in 300 years. That should tell you something. And two, it's to emphasize that the Jedi are slowly being formed into what will eventually be known as the Jedi Lords under Master Hoth. Which, if you know about Darth Bane, you probably know about Master Hoth. So, yeah. The entire SWTOR game is actually setting the premise for the Jedi Lords and the Sith Brotherhood, which I love.
So, am I heading to Tatooine or Alderaan?
Alderaan is where we are.
Are you nearly done with the planet or not quite?
What do you mean?
How much of the storyline do you still have to go in there?
I am on the second half of the storyline, so I've already delivered the Gonk
Yo.
droid, and I've done the Gonk droid stuff.
Nice.
So all that I have left to do now is just delivering Darth Bandit's head and finding out that, oh, hey, it's a fake. Hey, the person who came by here to deliver it was a fake, and now they're stealing my credit, and now I have to go kill their ass.
Sounds about right. Anyway, I'm at Alderaan now.
It does not look pleased.
Somebody owes me an apology.
And someone owes me an explanation.
Right, Risha, what's going on?
Captain Skovic, this is Noble Curator
Oh,
Pima
God damn it.
Ahaf speaking. I demand that you return
Yeah.
the Arcanian hyperdrive at once. The head you bought it with is a counterfeit.
Sorry, Pimi. I have a strict no refunds policy. Hey, Captain. You're a little late to the party.
I'm coming to get you, Skovic.
Just give me a few minutes to clean up. I wasn't expecting company. Hope you don't mind, Pimi, but Neva's taking an early retirement. She's too gorgeous for life in a museum.
What? You menace! You corrupted that girl!
Wasn't that hard, trust me. Wish I had a hollow of your face right now, Captain. That expression is just priceless. Have fun eating my vapor trails.
This is unthinkable. Skovic has committed a grievous affront to House Alda.
You people are a whole new level of hopeless.
Now, really, this is no time for insults. Skovic received the Arcanian hyperdrive at the spaceport yesterday. If he's still there, he must not have finished installing it. Skovic cannot leave Alderaan without a functioning hyperdrive. Hurry, catch him before he escapes.
Sure, why not? We'll just take that head back. You don't deserve to have it yet. Alright. Time to go chase down Skovic again. I swear. Okay. Tell me if you've heard this before. A person who is supposed to be your ally betrays you on a planet that is completely bombed out and basically destroyed. Turns out to be working for some really, really evil people. You try to get help from people who claim they're capable of helping you. You find out that you're on your own, essentially. You have to take your party of assholes into the deep cores of space in order to procure all the items you need in order to gain access to fighting off against the final evil bad guy. Where have you heard this particular storyline in BioWare before?
Funny, I was thinking Mass Effect 1.
Yeah, Mass Effect 1, exactly.
That too.
I'm
like, hang on, that sounds really familiar. Why? Oh, that's why. The game I never finished.
Yeah, no, the Smuggler's first chapter is basically just, like, parts of Mass Effect 1 rehashed. Just about the only thing that that's not...
Does that mean I qualify for M7 training?
Leto, this is a public stream for a reason, Leto. If you want to jump in the voice chat, just jump in the voice chat.
No one's gonna stop you. You don't have to be playing Star Wars with him to hop in.
I need to find a way to make a PNG of you and put you up.
I mean, it helps if you're playing Star Wars.
It's not necessary.
I mean, it's not necessary, but you're right, it does help. It's just not necessary.
Yeah, that.
Oh, I just realized. I just closed my web browser. I could have kept it open to do the... it was lagging my game. In fact, I think I might need to restart SWTOR. It's starting to data leak again.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell. It's laggy.
That's weird, because I usually play it for very long stretches, and I don't have to worry about data leaks.
Data leaks are something that BioWare likes to do on certain intervals when you play for a long period of time, and if your computer's hardware can't keep up with the data leak, then you're just shit out of luck. You have to restart the game.
I guess my computer can keep up because I've never noticed that.
So in my case, mine's a laptop, so I will notice that.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, what do you know? I beat you to the spaceport.
How?
Quick travel.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, you ran right past me.
Oh, hello.
How you doing?
Okay. Invite to group. Yeah, no, Leto, if you want to join the voice call, I'm not stopping you. There's nothing stopping you.
Outside of your own social anxiety, maybe.
I don't think he has that.
But I don't
Am
know
I
that
following
he
you
doesn't.
or doing something other?
If you want to follow me, sure.
I've picked up the Alderaan quest line as well.
Nice.
No clear successor that I can see, Senator. The eldest all.
Going to this place. Smuggler Fields. And we're going to Hangar RS-32. By the way, this is the only hangar in the entire game that actually, for a class, for a origin character, that has 2 hangars in it.
Nice.
Hey look, Skavik some goons. Oh yeah, that's a big memory leak. Dear God. I can't even kill anything.
It's okay, we're here to help.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. Penny has to stab shit. I can't just sit here and be a lore buff. I've got to make Penny stab shit. Come here, you.
Ah, shit, I'm on fire.
Oh, is that what that was? I just assumed someone was setting off fireworks. Like this.
Alrighty.
Well, luckily for me, Jolie's robes are very insulated.
You know, I suppose they'd have to be to stay cool in the humid jungles of Kashyyyk.
Would make sense, yeah. Where are we going?
Okay, to wolves. Okay, to wolves. Okay, that was uncalled for. That was a terrible pun.
What did DeWolf say?
DeWolves, why are you bragging about people who have done that in your closet?
No, he's like, wow, this place only has 2 hangars. Wow, I have more in my closet.
As I said, why do you have bodies of people who've hung themselves in your closet, or people who've been hung, for that matter?
Probably best not to ask any questions.
You're probably right. Too late now, though.
Okay. Yeah, after this, I'm restarting the game. There's no excuse for this amount of lag.
Probably a good idea, yes.
Yeah, he said no more questions.
Damn it, he got away.
Yep. Ah! The droid just teleported.
You didn't waste any time, did you, Captain? Bet you ran quicker than a Varactyl on hot sand. Not that it mattered. Sorry I can't be there in person, but my sweet little Neva is very sensitive to violence. Don't worry, though. My friends here will show you a good time.
This is a preview of what I'm gonna do to you, Skavik.
Hit it, men.
Penny does battle roll.
Yeah, and then a second droid appears.
She brought more droids to kick more ass.
Yeah.
I'm on fire again.
You should probably stop that. Maybe move more to your own combat. I hear stop, drop, and roll is a fantastic way of doing things.
You're either the luckiest shot in the galaxy, or those were some seriously unlucky mercenaries. Guess I'll erase this holo recording.
Anybody who works for you dies. Got it?
That's pretty hard on employee morale, you know that? I hate to cut things short, but I got a swanky new hyperdrive to install. Love that Arcanian tech. Take good care of the rest of my stuff, Captain. I'll be coming for it soon.
No, you won't.
Just found out what's happening. Sorry I'm late. The good news is, I tracked Skavik's ship to House Thul's spaceport. He must have gone there to finish installing that hyperdrive. There's still time to get him. I'll fly us to that other spaceport in no time. Throttle down, Captain. It's not that simple. The Empire controls House Thul. Skavik has landing clearance from the Imperials, but you'll have to sneak in on foot. Luckily, someone here owes me a big favor. I've arranged a meeting to sneak you inside that spaceport and get the hyperdrive.
We're gonna shove Penny into a box.
What a perfect excuse to blow things up. Careful, that spaceport is crawling with Imperials.
No, there won't.
Contact
No,
is
no,
in
it's
these
not.
coordinates.
It'll be crawling with dead
and there
Imperials
may be a way
soon.
we can profit from this whole debacle.
I mean, if they're if it's crawling with dead Imperials, I'm going to break out the flamethrowers.
Pima Ahaf will probably pay
Yeah,
any
because that
attention
sounds
to
like
it.
a zombie outbreak.
Pretty much.
Pay me what I want, or I'll fry him. Pima, I think all you'll have to do is threaten to muss his hair. Good luck, Captain.
Heyo!
I fucking,
The most terrifying thing to an Alderanian noble, a noogie.
No, not to a Alderanian noble, to that Alderanian noble.
No, I think that applies to pretty much most Alderanian nobles.
Alright, dwarves, you take care.
Also, who has joined us?
Hi there.
Let me see.
I probably sound like crap.
Leto.
I
I'd
don't
say
know.
Leto has joined us.
Is it Leto? Is it Leto?
I think it's Leto, but they sound like crap, so I have no idea who it is.
I literally just said that. I'm on my phone.
Okay.
It's Leto. How you doing, man?
It's Leto.
I'm fine. Just doing my rounds, listening to this whole mess. Unfortunately, Roth, you got me in a Star Wars talking mood, so here I am.
Well, I mean, it's not that hard for me to get anyone in a Star Wars talking mood because, well...
Also, that's not a bad thing.
No. Star Wars is Star Wars.
But, yeah, I'm not at my phone. I'm not at my computer, so I don't have my good headset, which means which means I probably sound like crap.
You sound like a chipmunk.
Why, thank you.
You sound like a chipmunk, man.
Christmas time
Oh my
is here.
god.
Yeah, believe me, I know.
Wait, I'm an idiot. There's a speeder right here at the spaceport. God damn it.
By the way, to answer the question of how you were going to get a PNG for me, I sent you my Fujitech link.
Oh, okay. I'll add that.
That's nice and convenient.
I'll,
very nice and convenient.
Let's see. I need,
Yeah, you can thank Mako for me having that.
Ward
where you...
Post... Oops. Let's see. Ward Post Landa Thronta.
Have a safe and pleasant stay.
Okay, let's see.
So like the farthest one from where we are.
Not the farthest one, but it is pretty far. Okay, copy
Yeah,
link.
yeah, I'm not surprised I sound like terrible with this. This phone is like 6 years old.
Yeah, say.
So what? Bought in 2016?
No, that's when I bought it.
As I said, bought in 2016.
I'm pretty sure this thing's 2014. I got it
iPhone
on
6s.
got it on clearance as this old Samsung.
Okay. No, Samsungs are pretty durable, from what I remember.
As long as you don't get the what was the one that kept catching fire? I
I'm
think
not
it was.
sure I know.
I think it was one of the Galaxy Notes.
I actually knew my buddy Ronnie had one of those, and it literally caught on fire while he was using it to navigate where he was going. It was literally sitting on his dash, and it just
Whoosh.
yep. Then again, this is the same guy whose car literally committed suicide the day he bought it.
Ugh.
From the dealership.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
It sounds like there's problems there.
Yeah, no, two places you don't want to ever go: the dealership and the DMV.
Yep.
I honestly never have any trouble with the DMV. Me and the DMV, I'm usually in and out like 5 minutes.
Lucky you.
Well, for me, I had to spend pretty much the entire day from 11 in the morning to 6 p.m. at the DMV today, or yesterday, and I crashed so hard that I came to way too late when I didn't want to be asleep that long. Like I felt like I was that kid from Hocus Pocus who gets drained of his life force by the stupid witch when I got home.
To be fair, all three of those witches are pretty dumb.
Yeah.
But I know which one you're talking about.
I should ask, are you an older... no, it says you're an older one too.
Alright, time to quit the game and reload, because dear God, this data leak. Memory leak. Because BioWare still doesn't know how to plug their asshole.
Leak. To be fair, most games don't, for the most part.
Well, for the most part, I've only ever had problems.
Part of it comes down to the fact that, in a very real sense, nowadays memory leaks aren't as big of a deal.
I mean, yeah.
I guess.
But Bethesda and BioWare have a long track record of having problems when it comes to their games having literally a loose asshole because they have memory leaks.
Yeah, mind you, Bethesda also has a history of using old engines and just updating the graphics 9 times out of 10.
Yep. Quit the game.
And then they wonder why shit goes.
It just works.
It just works.
It just works.
It just works. Okay.
I love that song so much, but I hate that Todd Howard said that.
Yeah.
Actually, a thought just occurred to me.
Just the one?
If I sound like a chipmunk, which one? Is it Alvin, Simon, Theodore? Or is it the ones from Disaster Movie?
Alvin. No, wait, Simon.
Yeah,
I'd say Simon.
Yeah, no, Simon more than Alvin, I have to say.
Okay, let's see. I've closed the game.
This turd is floating. What the hell?
1980s Simon or the new Simon?
I mean, to be fair, 1980s Simon sounded pretty dope.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
I'd have to say 1980s. I really would. Mind you, that being said, I was born in the 1980s, so that's the one I'm familiar with.
Same. 25 here. It's going to be old.
Also, let's not forget there is some crazy stuff that got past the censors. I'm not entirely sure what movie it was, but the Chipettes. I'm not sure. Actually, pardon?
Are you talking about the scene where the Chipettes were singing "Getting Lucky" to a bunch of cobras?
Yeah, more or less. And the line, tell me what I'm going to have to do to get. I'm not sure it was "Get Lucky with You" or "Get Naughty with You," but either way.
It was both. It was both, depending on which verse they were on.
And the Cobras started to blush.
Oh yeah.
Particularly since the Chipettes were singing it into their tails.
Uh, you know the sad part is Dave was apparently based off of the creator's son.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's not creepy.
Look, okay, most children's cartoons are probably going to have creepy undertones if you look too deeply into them.
I heard one theory that said that that 90% of the Rugrats characters were actually dead. I'm like, well, that makes perfect sense, except for when they show up on security cameras, when they are invited to people's birthday parties, and when they interact with other people when Angelica isn't around.
Yeah, that's the one thing that makes that kind of fall apart. But it's still a fun little theory. But no.
The one theory that I am okay with discussing in that regard, because I think it holds the most water, is that she believes that the babies themselves don't exist, or no, she believes they exist, but that they don't actually exist.
Oh.
That's one of the theories. It would explain why Stu is so caught up in his work to actually pay attention to his son or his wife. It would also explain why his wife is so obsessed with the things she's obsessed with. It would also explain why Phil and Lil's mother is a crazy hippie constantly and just constantly
Lil's mom was not a crazy hippie. She was the best way I could describe her. She was what would be considered the proper feminist. You know, ones that weren't completely raging psychos.
Well, I mean, it's based off of the 70s, right, or the 80s?
Oh, no, not late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
So right around the time of the second
wave. Charles,
which is why it was funny as hell when in the remake they decided to turn her into a lesbian.
The reason Charles is so depressed is because his son actually died in the car crash with his wife. And that Chucky is just a figment of her imagination of what she thinks Chucky would look like based off his father's appearance.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. However, again, that requires him to interact with people only when Angelica is around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which let's be real, the lip shits episode blows that out of the water.
Yeah, it does.
God, that guy was creepy as hell.
Okay.
That wasn't the only one that blew it out of the water. Tommy the Fugitive was another one. Not to mention the entirety of Rugrats in Paris.
Oh God, can we please forget about that? The only good thing that came out of that was that Chucky's dad finally got with something. That's the only good thing about that came out of that.
Yeah. And that
please note, I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying that if that is canon, then yes, the fact that they show up on security cameras is enough for me to say, no, they're not a figment of Angelica's imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you also have to take into account that perhaps the entire world is a figment of Angelica's imagination at that point.
Well, yes, but at that stage, it's her own damn fault for always getting in trouble for doing stupid shit.
To be fair, most of the problems in the show did tend to be Angelica's fault because she's a rat.
Well, her parents are rich snobs, so yeah.
Who neglect her.
Yeah, who neglect her.
And try to make up for it with toys.
I just got back. I just got back from playing Russian roulette with my friends. Wow, did you win? You don't know what Russian roulette is, do you?
Even as a kid, I love that. I got that joke, and I'm like, God, Tommy, your mom's an idiot.
I had no idea what that was. I was like, huh?
Did you win?
I mean,
unfortunately, I knew
mean,
what it was because I got access to all the VHSs my grandmother would collect as a child. So I was watching things I shouldn't have been watching.
I was smart enough, like just from context alone. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm. Yeah, and it's not like it's like like I watched RoboCop when I was 6, so it's not like violence or anything like that was off the table. I just didn't know what Russian roulette was. That was just a hole in my knowledge.
Personally, I believe
Oh,
it is the duty of all parents to make children know what things are way early enough so they can process them as teenagers.
oh yeah, but no, I'm gonna. In fact, I actually kind of agree with that, and here's why. Because one of my very first introductions to nudity was I watched an old Jackie Chan movie from when he was still working on movies in China called Blood Pact.
Oh boy.
I was 9 years old at the time, I think, maybe 8. And we get to the scene where the monks are planning to blackmail their master into helping Jackie Chan's character. So what did they do? They paid a prostitute to go into his room while he was asleep, wake him up, and shake her titties in his face.
Man, that's not a bad way to wake up, I guess.
Oh yeah, no. And they come in after he freaks out and is trying to get her to leave. They come in and they're like, "Hey, master, you were great." And they're like just talking about it and messing with him. And the next thing, like, "Oh man, monk with a girl must tell everyone." And he's like, I see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to blackmail me, aren't you? And he's like, "Master, we don't know what you're talking about. We just came here to see you, master." He's like, "I don't know what you're getting up to, but I don't like it." He's like, "Oh, look, hey, everybody, the master doesn't like it." And they start screaming out the window. He shuts them all up. And I'm like thinking to myself, when I was around, like I said, I was 8 or 9 at the time, I'm like, huh, this is making me feel some way. I don't quite understand it, but let's watch that scene again.
I mean, yeah.
I was about 5 or so when when my younger sister showed up in the world, and me and my sister, who up until that point in time had been my only sister, basically went to mum and went, "Where do babies come from?" In about as many words. And we actually got properly accurate books on where babies came from.
They didn't try to tell you the bee birds and the bees nonsense?
Nope.
Uh,
Even they even had they had for me they had a book that because mum was in uni at the time, and they actually went and got copies of medical documents showing the growth of the baby in the mummy. So I actually, this is what it looks like at X, Y, Z months, and this is what it looks like at this point in time, and yada yada yada. I'm like, okay, fair enough. And apparently, I went up to mum at a certain point and went, "Is it going to hurt when they cut the baby out?" So no, not even that. Are you going to be awake when they cut the baby out? Because I had, for some reason, assumed that in order for a baby to be born, my mum would have to be cut open to get the baby out because the stomach of the mummy in the book was cut away.
Oops. I mean, that can happen, yes.
oh god, that's a good way to introduce the children to C sections.
Oh,
Wish I
God.
was that lucky.
See, now you got me. Now you got me thinking of that the Dominic Noble truncated version of of Breaking Dawn, where he's trying to summarize the birthing plot.
I'm not gonna lie.
Actually, speaking
would've-
of that
The
blackmail scene from
pain!
Blood Pact. Speaking of the blackmail scene from Blood Pact, something similar was done in MASH, except the prostitute was never involved, and the guy's like, "I know what this is. This is you're trying to blackmail me, aren't you?" Well, I'm absolutely confident that it absolutely didn't happen, so I don't have anything to worry about. And I think it was Pierce looked at him and went, "Well, are you absolutely certain? Because if this actually did happen, you're going to be in a lot of trouble." Like, he didn't even deny that they were blackmailing him, but he's just like, "Yeah, yes, we're blackmailing you, but you're going to have to be supremely confident we haven't just decided this off the top of our heads and haven't gone further than you think we have. Because if we have gone further than you think we have, then this is going to get out."
Yep. Also, by the way, I'm trying to rejoin the group.
Let me. Oh yeah, I forgot you're not in the group anymore.
Yeah, I had to restart the game.
There we go.
I came here to talk about Star Wars, and now talking about bad movies and how bad things were learned. It's Maku's stream all over again. It's like, hey, let's talk about this topic. But first, we're gonna go on a vacation.
Congratulations, it's a go. What's
Not gonna
wrong?
lie, not gonna lie. I wish my introduction to that whole idea of children being made was I would have preferred your story or the birds and the bees story as opposed to what I got. Okay, this story is going to take a little context. So, I have 3 older siblings, 2 sisters and a brother.
Yep.
And I didn't meet them until I was like 12.
Yep.
Because they lived with my dad as opposed to me who lived with my mother. Excuse me, maybe not good. Bad juju.
This makes sense.
So, one day, my sister Stephanie decided, yeah, let's go you know what? You're going to stay over here. You're staying at our place now. Let's go to Blockbuster. This should date me a little bit. We go to Blockbuster, and she tells me to pick any movie to rent, any movie I want. I'm like, okay, cool. I grab Flash Gordon.
Oh boy.
You know.
Okay, I have to ask you. Flash Gordon, not Flesh Gordon.
I was about to get to that. Because here's the thing. I grabbed Flash Gordon. But the guy at the store put Flesh Gordon and the space cheerleaders in the box.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
So I go home with my sister, and I'm sitting in the living room, food, and she's in her room doing her thing, and she goes out to ask me something, and she sees Flesh Gordon too. In particular, the scene when they first take the helmet off his head. Those who see this movie know what I'm talking about. The freaking orgy scene.
I actually haven't seen Flesh Gordon. I am aware of it, but I don't know actually anything about it.
It's horrible. I honestly could say I am scarred for life because it is that.
I mean, to be fair, most off-brand movies are.
It's cringe. It is beyond cringe. But yeah, so I didn't get the Birds of the Bees talk. I didn't even get the book thing you did I didn't even get told this from a parent. My sister had me turn the movie off and literally sat me down and explained everything to me in a way that she felt I could understand, in the way that she could understand. Granted, she's only like 2 years older than me.
Oh boy.
So from one dumbass to another.
Yep, and nobody.
I'm so sorry, man.
Nobody bothered to correct anything, or even fact check it. They just went with it, and I'm like, cool, great.
And then you had to get it fact checked later.
No, I was doing that on my own. Because I like, some of this doesn't sound right. And so I ended up going to borrowing books from the sex ed class in my school and reading those to get things my understanding. Because well, some of what she said was right. There was some things that were very factually inaccurate.
I mean, yes, you get that. Oh boy.
Uh,
Oh boy.
All right, we are
my
in
favorite
Big
one
Spooky
was
Cave.
talk about shark stuff.
Also, you might want to turn your pet on tank. That might help.
Huh? Mm-hmm.
Oh my god,
Guys.
I don't understand why I'm having this much
Yeah, you're over
problems.
there.
I did not have this much problem the last time.
You think it's me?
No, it's definitely not you. I want to. Oh god.
It's not me, is it? I hope not.
I don't think so.
Let's just do
one
it
sec.
soon.
I'm going to try one thing because I think I know why it's doing this. I think it's because I think it's because OBS was still trying to process the
But
fact
do
that I
you have
still
it?
had
Do you have it in windowed mode, or the other one?
I have it in. Actually, that's a good point. Hold on.
I have it on borderless full screen.
Yeah, I have it
So
on
that's
windowed
me.
mode.
Yeah.
Well, look at it this way. You can't go on. There's no such thing as a stream where there's no scuffing.
Let's try putting it on full screen. See what happens.
All right, let's update this paperwork. Oh. Jeez.
It's still.
You know what? Let's get back on the proper topic of this stream.
It's still a bit. It's still a bit choppy, but.
Wait, we had a proper topic.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
I
we
will.
were talking about Star Wars.
I'll be right back. Give me a sec, guys.
Okie dokie.